While one of these companies is quietly building a multi-billion-dollar fortress in the stars, the other is a toxic trap designed to strip every penny from unsuspecting investors before they even realize the game is rigged. In today's analysis, we are going to tear apart the financial guts of two of the most talked about stocks on the market right now, ROLR Technologies and Rocket Lab, to see which one is a generational opportunity and which one is a total trash can fire. I want you to imagine you're walking through a high-end casino and you see a slot machine that is flashing lights, ringing bells, and showing a massive jackpot that just keeps climbing. To anyone walking by, it looks like the luckiest machine in the room. But what if I told you that behind the scenes, the house had already programmed that machine to never pay out again and was actually in the process of dismantling the floor beneath it? That is the exact situation we are seeing with ROLR Technologies, or ROLR, right now. This stock has recently exploded, moving from under $3 to over $20 in just the first few weeks of January 2026. And on the surface, the story is incredibly seductive. They announced a letter of intent with Crypto.com, which the market is treating as a done deal, but it is actually a preliminary agreement that could still fall apart before a final contract is signed. And when you look at the forensic data, you realize this isn't a success story. It is a supply and demand trap that is currently in its final pump phase before a massive collapse. The first thing we have to talk about is something called a shelf offering, and this is the smoking gun for ROLR. Think of a shelf offering like a printing press that a company keeps in its basement. They file a document with the SEC called an S3, which basically says they are putting a bunch of new shares on a shelf so they can grab them and sell them to the public whenever they want. Now, most healthy companies might have a shelf that represents maybe 10 or 20% of their total value, just in case they need a little extra cash for a rainy day. But ROLR Technologies filed for a $150 million shelf. To put that in perspective, before this news broke, the entire company was only worth about $20 million. They filed for a shelf that is 7.5 times larger than the entire company. You have to ask yourself why a tiny company would need a printing press that large. The answer is simple. They cannot actually sell those shares when the stock is at $2 because it would require issuing so many shares it would effectively delete the value of the existing ones. But if the stock price spikes to $20, suddenly that shelf becomes a weapon. They only need to sell a fraction of the shares to raise a massive amount of cash. The higher the stock price goes, the more usable that shelf becomes, and that creates a massive incentive for the company to pump the stock as hard as possible. But the story gets even more suspicious when you look at what the insiders were doing just weeks before this news hit the tape. In December 2025, we saw a cluster of buying from the executive team that should make your hair stand on end. The CEO, Seth Young, the CFO, Adam Fellman, and the COO all bought stock on the open market at prices between $1.76 and $2. They loaded the boat with maximum conviction right before the biggest news in the company's history was released. While the total amount, less than 30,000 shares, was small compared to daily trading volume, their timing showed maximum conviction right before the news hit. They are now sitting on gains of over 1,000% in less than a month. Therefore, when the news broke and the price hit $20, these insiders weren't just happy, they were positioned for life-changing wealth. But here is the catch for you. Now that the price is up and the news is out, they are no longer buyers, they are potential sellers. They have provided themselves with the perfect exit liquidity, and because their IPO lockup period expired nearly 9 months ago, there is absolutely nothing stopping them from dumping those shares into this rally. The gap between hype and reality is undeniable when you realize that on January 8th, just days before this spike, sophisticated investors valued this company at only $2.80 in a private placement. It's a total disconnect from the market price, proving that the professionals were only willing to pay a fraction of what retail traders are chasing right now. This leads us into what I call the float trap. The float is the number of shares actually available for the public to trade, and for ROLR, that number is tiny, only 2.28 million shares. On January 14, 2026, the trading volume was over 13 million shares. That means every single share available to the public changed hands 6 times in one day. This is a massive float rotation. When this happens, the stock has no loyalty. Everyone holding the stock bought it at the top of the spike, and they are all looking for the exit at the same time. Because the float is so small, the price can move up incredibly fast, but it can fall even faster. It's like a game of musical chairs where there are 10,000 people and only 10 chairs. As long as the music is playing and the buzzwords like Web3 and prediction markets are being thrown around, everyone is happy. But the moment the company uses that S3 shelf to raise $30 million, they could add millions of new shares to the market. While at $20 a share, this is a 65% increase. Any drop in price would require issuing even more shares, potentially tripling the float and crushing the current scarcity. The scarcity that drove the price to $20 will vanish, and the price will collapse back toward the reality of their financials. And that reality is pretty grim. Their latest filings show they only had about $2.7 million in cash and were burning through $500,000 every single month. They even had a going concern warning in their quarterly report, which is the accounting version of saying, we might go bankrupt soon. But then we have to look at the other side of the spectrum, which is Rocket Lab. If ROLR is a house of cards, Rocket Lab is a steel-reinforced skyscraper. Rocket Lab, or RKLB, is currently at the most critical inflection point in its history, and they have successfully done something that almost no other new space company has managed to do. They have moved past the volatility of being a speculative startup and now become a legitimate defense prime. They are no longer just the other launch company living in the shadow of SpaceX. They have spent the last year proving that they are a critical infrastructure backbone for the United States national security space architecture. The proof of this came in December 2025 when they won a landmark $816 million contract from the Space Development Agency. This wasn't just a small subcontract where they were selling parts to a bigger company. Rocket Lab is the prime contractor. They are designing and building 18 satellites for the military's missile tracking layer. This single award nearly doubled their $1.1 billion backlog and validated their new Lightning bus architecture, proving they can deliver prime quality at a 25% discount to legacy titans like Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman and actually win. So, how did they get here? Peter Beck, the founder, realized early on that just launching rockets wasn't enough to build a massive, profitable business. While launch is traditionally a lumpy, low-margin business, Rocket Lab has defied the odds, hitting a record 34% gross margin recently as their Electron production becomes highly efficient. Therefore, he executed a strategic pivot to become end-to-end. They don't just provide the ride to space, they build the satellite itself and all the components inside it. This is a genius move because it creates a vertical integration flywheel. When Rocket Lab wins a contract to build a satellite, they don't have to pay a 40% markup to a third party for solar panels or reaction wheels. They buy them from their own subsidiaries, like Sol Aero or Planetary Systems Corp. This allows them to bid lower on government contracts while keeping much higher margins for themselves. They are essentially the armorer of the space race. While everyone else is focused on the knights on the field, Rocket Lab is the one making the shields, the swords, and the horses. Even if a competitor's rocket launches a satellite, there is a very high probability that it has Rocket Lab parts on it. They profit from the growth of the entire industry, not just their own launches. However, this success has created a different kind of problem for investors. The valuation has reached an orbit that borders on perfection. As of January 2026, Rocket Lab is valued at approximately $49 billion. The stock has surged over 200% in the last year, and it is trading at revenue multiples that look more like a high-growth AI tech company than a traditional aerospace firm. This is what we call a scarcity premium. Because SpaceX is still a private company, institutional investors who want exposure to the space economy have very few places to put their money. Rocket Lab is the only high-quality, liquid public proxy for that entire sector. But at $90 a share, the market is pricing in a flawless execution of their next big project, the Neutron rocket. Neutron is the make-or-break gamble for the next 2 years. It is a medium-lift, reusable rocket designed to compete directly with SpaceX's Falcon 9. They've introduced some incredible innovations here, like the Hungry Hippo fairing. In a normal rocket, the nose cone pops off and falls into the ocean, and then you have to go fish it out and spend months cleaning the salt off it. With Neutron, the fairing stays attached to the rocket, opens up to let the satellite out, and then closes back up for the return trip. It enables the kind of rapid reusability you see with airplanes, but the maiden flight for Neutron has been pushed back to mid-2026. While the market has been forgiving of this delay because of the massive success in their satellite division, any further snags with the Archimedes engine or launch pad integration could be catastrophic for the stock price. The stock is currently priced as if Neutron is already a guaranteed success. But then we have to look at the insiders at Rocket Lab. And this is where we see a bit of a yellow flag. In early January 2026, the CFO, Adam Spice, sold over $100 million worth of stock in a single block. Now, executives sell stock all the time for diversification or pre-scheduled plans, but the sheer size of a $100 million liquidation is a statement. It tells us that the person with the most intimate knowledge of the company's books believes the current valuation is, at the very least, full. It creates a bit of a psychological ceiling for the stock. If the CFO is selling a massive $103 million block at $75.50, it's hard for the market to justify pushing it to $150 in the short term. This doesn't mean the company is in trouble, but it does suggest that the easy money from the recent parabolic run has been made. So when you compare these two companies, the contrast couldn't be sharper. ROLR Technologies is a distressed company with a massive dilution tool ready to be used at any moment, driven by buzzwords and a tiny float that is being manipulated by market psychology. It's a gamble where the house has a massive edge. Rocket Lab, on the other hand, is a legitimate aerospace powerhouse that is successfully transitioned into a defense prime with nearly $1 billion in government contracts. But it is also a story stock that has run very far, very fast, and is currently facing the gravity of its own high valuation and the execution risk of a massive new rocket program. If you are looking at ROLR, you have to understand that you are playing a game of high-stakes musical chairs. The music is the Crypto.com news and the Web3 hype, but the company is already reaching for the power cord to turn that music off and issue shares. Every forensic red flag we track, from the shelf offering to the suspicious insider buying to the negative working capital, is flashing bright red. The risk of a 50 to 80% drop in ROLR is imminent because the valuation is totally disconnected from the financial reality of a company that was worried about going bankrupt just a few months ago. With Rocket Lab, the advice is more nuanced. It is a generational buy for the long term, but chasing it at all-time highs when the CFO is dumping $100 million into the market is a recipe for short-term pain. The smart move there is to wait for the inevitable technical pullback toward the 50-day moving average, around the $60 to $66 range, and accumulate there. 2026 will be the year of Neutron, and while the engineering milestones will be spectacular to watch, the stock needs time to digest its recent gains and grow into its $49 billion market cap. In the end, the stock market is a machine that transfers money from the impatient and the uninformed to the patient and the analytical. If you follow the hype and the bells of the casino with a stock like ROLR, you are likely to end up as the exit liquidity for the insiders who bought at $2. But if you focus on companies like Rocket Lab that are building real, vertically integrated moats and securing long-term government revenue, you're positioning yourself to ride the wave of the entire space economy. Just remember that even a rocket needs to refuel occasionally, and buying at the peak of a vertical run is rarely the way to build long-term wealth. The difference between a trap and a fortress is often found in the fine print of an SEC filing that most people never bother to read. And as we head into the rest of 2026, those details are going to matter more than ever. And hey, I hope this video helps you on your quest for profits. Catch you on the next one.